What could a Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra have that a Z Fold 7 might not have? Like, where is it going to improve? What could we actually see? Now, this is, I can almost guarantee, not coming out, like probably 99% chance of not coming out. But still, what would I want to see in an Ultra version of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 this year? So Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, obviously there's nothing new. Unless you waited till the very, very end of the year, you could get a Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 in there. But you would expect this, if they came out with an Ultra version, it's probably gonna come out in, which is not, it would come out in around July or August, which you'd be stuck with the Elite version. So we would just stick with that processor. 16 gigs of RAM, which is more RAM than the Z Fold 7. Bigger displays, 6.7 on the front cover display and 8.3 on the inner main display with 120 hertz on both of those. Is it needed, that large, especially when Samsung's reportedly going to 6.5 and 8 on the regular Z Fold 7? Probably not. It's a bit much, but you would think if it's an Ultra version, it's going to be bigger, so why not just go a little bit crazy on there? 3200 nits of brightness, 2600 nits is what the Z Fold 7 is supposed to have, so more nits, brightness, better outdoor viewing on both displays on the Z Fold 7 Ultra. 200 megapixel, 50 megapixel, and 50 megapixel rear cameras, so you're gonna basically get the same camera on the main display as the Z Fold 7, but you're improving with the ultra wide and also with the 50 megapixel on the telephoto with 100x zoom on there, which you'll probably get this year as well. 32 megapixel main selfie and then 8 megapixel under display selfie. Both improvements, big improvements, which is freaking awesome. That would be awesome. I'd love to see them really amp up the megapixel and the quality on that selfie camera, because I still use it. It's not like I don't use it. 6,000 milliamp battery. Call me crazy. Make it, even if it's a little bit heavier, or maybe they could keep it the same weight as the Z Fold 7 or even less. Having a huge battery in here would be amazing. Going from 4,400 to 6,000 milliamps would just be a major, major gain to have all day battery life on your Z Fold 7, your folding phone. I don't even get anything close to all day battery life currently on there. 65 watt wired and 25 watt wireless. I think, we're not getting that even this year. 25 watt wireless we should be, but 65 watt wired, I don't think with phones, probably not gonna get that till as early as next year, or maybe even later than that. But that would be amazing to have such fast charging on there. They sell in a 65 watt adapter because it comes with their laptop that I have, their Snapdragon processored laptop, the Edge, Galaxy Book Edge. That's a 65 watt USB-C charger. So come on, just bring that over to the phone side. 4.2 millimeter thin unfolded, which would match the Oppo Find N5 and would be less than the Galaxy Z Fold 7, which is supposed to be 4.5 millimeters thin. Not that I really need a thin phone. I would gladly give up some thinness to have a bigger battery in there, but this is kind of like a dream phone. S Pen support, you can see I didn't say integrated S Pen because this phone's gonna be so thin, it's basically gonna be no way that they could fit the phone, the pen inside. That's why I said S Pen support. IP68 certification, which might come to the Galaxy Z Fold 7, we don't know for sure, but IP68 certification gives us dust and water resistance on there. And then the price, I think a fair price with all these specs would be $19.99 or $2,000, if not even more, to be honest with you. But that would be my Z Fold 7 Ultra if it came out this year, which again, it's not. It's kind of a dream. But Galaxy Z Fold 6 got a new beta for One UI 7, and it has given it a few new things on here, which is really nice. But this is the changelog right here. Here's some of the new things. You can see new features. You can press and hold the side button to launch the digital assistant, which I'll show you in a moment. Call recording summary converted to text. So when you record a call, it'll automatically convert it to text so you can easily read it. You can create your own stickers and images. Summarize the web page. Edit video sounds as you like, so audio eraser. Natural language-based search within settings. Bugs that have been fixed display errors in battery widget landscape mode, fixed widget letters and overlaps, fixed app and home screen, overlap, fixed media card display error, and fixed errors in the operation of setting the cover screen. So let's check out some of these new things. The first thing, if you press and hold the power button, you can use Gemini or Google Assistant, whatever you use. And that's shown up in here if you go into settings and then you go down and you go into advanced features, you go to side button. And now when you long press, you have the ability, it used to only be defaulted to Bixby. Now you have your digital assistant. I have Google, obviously, and you can choose other ones as well, such as ChatGPT or Alexa or Firefox. So really convenient now. It does obviously lose you the option of pressing and holding this to bring up your power menu, but it allows you to use your assistant, which I'm going to try out, see how I like it or not, but very cool. All right, I'm getting a call. I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to start recording. Tap the record button right here. You can see before recording starts, it's going to tell the person. All right, it's being recorded now, blah, blah, blah. What's going on? So nice to meet you. I hope we have a great day. Let me know what's going on. We'll talk soon. Bye. All right, I hung up the call. Go home. I'm going to swipe down, and I can see that recording saved and transcript generated, so I can tap on that. I'm going to allow. And you can see exactly what I said here. I can even summarize it if it was really long. So AI can do that for me, which is really, really cool. It tells me who the person was, which says wireless caller because I don't have that extra phone number saved in my phone. Tap this. I can delete the transcript if I want to summarize it. You'll see. I don't even know if it's going to summarize this, but let's just see. Her recordings initiated, greetings were exchanged, expressing. Yeah, so like, you know, we can see how it's kind of interesting there. Okay, on this one, this is going to be audio eraser, so I can tap it. I can hit the AI button. It's going to think for a moment here. I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to analyze the sound for me. And I can come in here with audio eraser and remove things. So for instance, if I don't want the music in there, I can just tap mute, or I can uncheck mute. I can drag it if I wanted to still hear it but not be as loud. But maybe I just want to mute it. Maybe there's some other background noises, wind, things like that I don't want in there. I can mute those out. And then when I want to hear this, I can just play it.
Data really drives change. Okay, Samsung. And then that works.
So remove some of the sounds on there and you can save it. So that's audio eraser. You can search for things like, say you don't know where something is, but you want to make the screen less bright, but you don't know exactly where that is. So you can speak naturally to it. You can either type it or you can just say it. How do I dim my screen? And it brings me exactly where I need to be. It's still giving me multiple options, but at least it is a step in the total right direction of finding things for people that don't know where things are in here. If you go into your internet app, your Samsung internet app, we'll just bring it up here. And you can now summarize a page. You have this button here. I think this was here before, but maybe it wasn't. And I can summarize. I'll go into an article so it's a little bit easier. So if I don't want to read the article, I can tap this and I can summarize, and it will summarize the article for me so I don't have to read the whole article. Really big time saver. So you don't, if there's stuff you don't want to read, you have that option to summarize web pages and things like that through the Samsung internet browser. You might be able to do it in Chrome. I didn't see it as an option though when I went in here. I don't see any buttons. Maybe with this you could. You can probably summarize it with this. Let's just see if you do it with Gemini. Yeah, so this summarizes it too. So you can summarize it a couple different ways. Next up is creating your own stickers and images, which was already here before, so maybe I'm in the wrong area, but basically you can come into the gallery app and press and hold on something, and you can save it as a sticker or save as an image, but you could do that before, so I don't know exactly what they mean by creating your own stickers and images. Maybe it's somewhere else. You guys can let me know in the comments down below, but yeah, kind of easy way to do something like that. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge has been shown off in official photos, I'm not gonna show, I'm gonna blur them out so I don't get in trouble, but the S25 Edge, again, has been shown off on official photos. So when you look at the photos, you're not like completely blown away, like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, because we've seen the phone already and we know what it looks like, but some of the official information has come out about the phone. So the S25 Edge, which is, as you know, an ultra thin model with official images, like I said, the improved version of the S25 Plus with a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display, Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy with a 4.4 gigahertz clock speed, 2 cameras on the back, which would be a 200 megapixel wide angle and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle. So you get a 200 megapixel main and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It would be nice if they threw the 50 megapixel ultra wide in there. Extremely thin design with a height of only 5.8 millimeters without camera module. So the thickness of it will be 5.8 millimeters. Battery will be equivalent of 3,900 milliamps. So this is pretty slim battery, less than the S25, less than the Plus, less than the Ultra. And I'm just very curious how the battery life is going to be on this with such a small battery. I would expect kind of bad. Available in titanium jet black, titanium silver, and titanium icy blue. So if I had to choose out of those colors, actually I'd probably choose any of them, but I've seen the blue. The blue's a little bit too light for me. Maybe if I saw it in person, I'd like it more, but the black for sure, silver maybe. And that's pretty much what we know about this. It should still be April is the release date, which is literally in just a handful of weeks, less than a handful of weeks, a couple of weeks now, before, a week or two before we're in April. But their actual release date, I would expect probably somewhere in middle of April, maybe something like that, or at latest the end of April. And then the price should be, I think it was like 1,100 bucks if I'm not mistaken. It's still gonna be kind of a pricey model. Samsung released a new feature on their Galaxy S25 phones called Now Brief, and you open it up and you can access your, it's pretty bright, huh? Your daily information, your morning, things you have coming up in the morning, the weather that shows up in there, sporting scores, maybe some YouTube videos that it thinks you might wanna watch. And it's a feature exclusive to the S25 right now, but is it ever going to come out to other phones? It looks like probably not, because of the latest information that's coming out is that Now Brief in the One UI 7 Beta 6 on the S24, which is the last beta, is not having Now Brief built into it. It's weird. We have Now Bar, but we don't have Now Brief. It's not like our phones couldn't handle it. It's literally just giving you a rundown of your day. And it looks like we're not going to get it in the last beta on the S24, which is weird. I don't know why we're not getting it, but it doesn't look like we're getting it, unfortunately. Next up is about the Galaxy S25 Edge compared to the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and how this phone is so thin, like a crazy thin. And one thing I don't really like about the S25 Edge. Now, looking at these images showing that this is a crazy, crazy thin phone, 8.2 millimeters versus 5.84 millimeters on the Edge is a crazy, crazy difference. It's not half, but it's like what, 35% more thin? It's an amazing thing. It's like the button fits and like there's very little on each side, whereas on the S25 Ultra, you see the button and there's a lot of space on each side of the button. But I think the one thing that really I don't like about the 25 Edge is that I don't like the camera layout. There's something about the camera that for me makes it look a little bit cheap. And I don't think it's gonna be a cheap phone. What I mean by that is like, I think when you hold it, it's gonna feel premium. I think when you see it, it'll be premium. But then when you flip it over, it's kind of like, I don't really like that camera module. The S25 Ultra camera module looks a lot better to me. I like not seeing the housing that goes around the camera lenses on the 25 Ultra, and then the 25 Edge has that. So I think it makes it, to me, it makes it look a little bit cheap. I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. But otherwise, I think once you get this phone in hand and you feel how light and thin it is, even though it's not gonna have as big a battery and it might not have you know, the best everything, cameras and everything else with it, it still is a friggin' pretty amazing phone when it's that thin. It's gonna be seriously feeling going from that to if you get an Edge and then you go back to an Ultra, I think you're gonna be like, well, the Ultra is so big, I don't like this. The iPhone Fold, we're getting more and more information about this all the time. It's gonna launch in 2026 reportedly. And what is it going to look like? It looks like it's gonna be basically in the size and the ratio of an iPad mini. The latest information coming out is that Apple's folding screen will have a customized ratio of about 4:3, which is the same as an iPad mini. The purpose is to make the internal and external screens consistent and the software ecosystem comparable to the iPad. Huawei's Pure X and Apple have the same idea, paving the way for 16:10 Hongmeng ecosystem. Folding screen, tablet, PC, these are many big moves in May. This is so interesting to me that Apple's gonna potentially come out with this folding phone. I hope it's not a folding tablet. I really, really hope it's a folding phone, which is what it kind of sounds like, especially with the size that it's supposed to be. And this is going to be a great book reader. It's going to be great for websites and things like that. And then where it's going to be maybe a little bit weird is video. It's not going to fill up probably the whole screen of the video, unless it's like an old school 4:3 type video. But like widescreen content is going to be having black bars at the top and the bottom. Games will actually probably be really cool. They won't have to do a lot of maneuvering of the device's apps because it's going to match what you get with an iPad mini. So if your app works great and looks great on an iPad mini, it's probably most likely going to automatically look great on this iPhone Fold. So there's probably more pluses going for this rather than negatives. And it sucks we have to wait a year, but at least it's only about a little over a year until we can get this device. And even before that, we're probably going to see exactly what it looks like, maybe by the end of this year or early next year, but we won't have to wait very long to know more and more about this device. And as more information comes out, I will definitely let you guys know. Next up is a patent being released out for Samsung's next potential folding phone. It would be like a Samsung Galaxy 360 Fold, meaning that it opens up just like you would get with their folding phones, but then it can automatically close 360. It can close this way or it can close this way, and you have a display that you can fold, again, inward or outward. And that's totally interesting. Like, to fold it the way you want it to be used and get information depending upon how you're looking at it or how you're using it or how you're sharing it with somebody or playing a game with somebody. I can see a lot of cool scenarios for this phone to take shape and fold, no pun intended. And it just goes to show you that with these weird, different devices, Samsung's really thinking about everything that some people are thinking about, other people are not thinking about, and they're putting everything to the test. And there's obviously a huge chance this won't come out, and there's a chance it will come out. And it's just a matter of them getting the design correct, the great build quality to it, the usage case of it. There's multiple things, but this is, again, I love this kind of stuff. Very, very interesting to me. The Galaxy Z Flip 7 FE is finally been leaked out, and this is what it looks like. And it's not a huge departure from the Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Flip 7. There are some differences, but not a ton of differences just in the overall aesthetics and looks of this device. But some of the things that we can guess and kind of know about this device is that the outside display is supposed to be 3.4 inches and the inner display would be 6.7 inches. The dimensions on this are that it's about the same size as the Z Flip 6, but it is a little bit thicker. So this one is 7.4 millimeters thick. And unlike the Z Flip 7, it will likely not feature a full view cover screen. It will probably, again, look more like the Z Flip 6. The processor might be a modified version of the Exynos 2400, possibly the Exynos 2400E, not a Snapdragon processor on there. It could share the aluminum frame construction like the Z Flip 6. The dual camera system should be 50 megapixels and 12 megapixels on the back there. And the phone is expected to launch with One UI 7 and expected to receive 7 years of OS updates, and is anticipated to announce this model officially at the July Unpacked event. And price-wise, what could we be expecting? We don't fully know, but somewhere, if the Z Flip 7 is going to start off at $1099, which is a guess, then you would think that the Flip FE would end up coming out at $699 or $799, especially if the processor is a lot less. Maybe the RAM won't be as high. Maybe the display is not as bright, like things that they're toning down, I would assume, on this, that would be able to reduce the price of this and get it into a really comfortable price range. That would be my guess, probably $699 or $799 for that, probably closer to $799. So that way it's still like $200-300 cheaper than what you'd get with the Z Flip 7 when that comes out. So this could be Samsung's next crazy device. We've seen some recently with the Samsung Galaxy 360 Fold. Obviously we have the Tri-Fold, we have the regular Fold, we have the Flip, and now it looks like we're going to have Samsung's next foldable gaming handheld that kind of is reminiscent of a Nintendo DS. And this thing's really interesting because Samsung has patented a foldable gaming handheld that indicates their interest in the portable console market. All of Samsung's gaming handheld patents feature a foldable screen, and Samsung has displayed a horizontal prototype at MWC 2025 similar to the Nintendo Switch. And a new patent shows a vertical design similar to a Nintendo DS, where the screen partially folds into two horizontal sections. This vertical design could support games similar to those on the Nintendo DS, with a main display on top and controls, secondary info on the bottom, and the device can be fully folded for portability, and it features controls resembling a PlayStation Portal. And while a patent doesn't confirm a product release, it shows Samsung's exploration of innovative ideas for a potential future device. And also, the emphasis on foldable displays suggests a possible direction for Samsung's future gaming products. And again, what I want to emphasize with this is that, when and if this product does come out, that what does this entail? Is this going to be them is it just going to be an Android gaming system? Is it going to be some kind of hybrid system, meaning you can play Android games on it and also PC games? Because we have PC handheld gaming systems. That would be great if it did something like that with its own fresh UI, because the UI currently on Windows gaming systems is pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. It's not bad on the Steam Deck, but on the Windows ones, it's pretty bad. Now you can bypass it and install some software, but if it came direct with a great little interface like Samsung could probably do, this would be huge. But it doesn't look like that big, so I would assume it's probably not a PC gaming handheld. It's probably, if I had to guess, if they even come out with this, would be an Android gaming system / you'd be able to stream games from the cloud, have them be PC or console or things like that. I don't think Samsung's gonna ultimately come out with their own console where they have their own games, their own store, and stuff only runs on that. That would be great. I would love to see someone go against Nintendo and Sony for that, and Xbox really, for that crown, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. I would guess, again, this is gonna be some kind of Android gaming system / a streaming console system. I don't think it's gonna play PC games unless it's from the cloud. That's just my guess though, but would you guys be interested in anything like this? That's what I'm really curious about. Or no, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and we'll see you down the road.